Hey, sir, how are you?
Hello.
How's everything?
I have some concerns.
What's up, buddy? You want to talk now, or you want to wait till after?
No, I think you've got probably some things you need to do, so.
Actually, they're going to have to. They had asked that we can kind of postpone the meeting just a couple of minutes.
Oh, okay.
They're waiting on some folks, so I don't know if it's something you want to bring up. You want to talk about now, or you want to set up an appointment, or?
Well, no, it doesn't have to be all formal like that.
Okay.
Just, I feel at the very least I'd like to mention, again, which I don't know if I mentioned it directly to you before, but I've mentioned it to your clerk. And I also put it in writing in more than one email. At least I did one today, but also at least one in the past.
Yes, sir.
And the first issue that I have is that on February 28th, 2024, the notice for that meeting was not done properly.
The notice for the initial
Deliberation meeting between
for the negotiation for CBA.
Right, for the police union and the town government.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's one big issue right there. If we don't talk about anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, and I'll talk to legal to make sure that everything was done correctly. From what my understanding, everything was done properly and per the law, per state law. So, I'll review that with them just to make sure that everything's on the up and up. And I want to make sure that everything here in Horizon is done the way it's supposed to be.
Yes, sir. And going hand in hand with that issue that I just brought up is that a few days later, the city clerk, and she actually personally handed me a copy, and I forget exactly what day it was. The city clerk then created another document because the original notice was posted by Lieutenant Casey Valdez on February 15th.
Okay.
And
do you mind if I write all this down just that way?
Sure.
So initial notice was on February 15th, correct?
Yeah, Lieutenant Casey Valdez did it, and she apparently has always been doing the notices for all the past union meetings. When I say all, I mean the past couple, because I guess the union only was created in like 2017.
Yes, sir.
But, so yeah, it was February 15th, Lieutenant Valdez posted a notice, and, you know, I was no expert then, and I was definitely no expert then, but I've learned a little bit more now. But even as not being an expert in the Texas Open Meetings Act, I could tell that notice was definitely not in compliance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. It was very vague, and it had no agenda. I called Adam Bastillos and Elvia Schuler, the records clerk and the town clerk, and both of them openly admitted they never even created an agenda. She said she took no minutes, and initially she wasn't even aware that the union deliberation meetings between the town government and the police union, that the Texas Open Meetings Act even applied at all. So that later got cleared up on March 18th by the city attorney. But initially, the town clerk, as far as she was concerned, the Texas Open Meetings Act didn't even apply.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go over this and make sure that everything's documented correctly and make sure that everything was done correctly. If there were any issues, they, we are now at the end of April, going into May, and I'm sure that they would have, notified me saying, hey, you know what, there was a mistake, but nobody has notified me yet of that. So, but I'll go ahead and review that with them just to make sure. So,
Yes, sir.
cool. Anything else?
Again, I'm no expert in the Texas Open Meetings Act. I'm still doing research, but
Yes, sir.
one of the other issues that really stands out to me, and I just in general have questions about, is because what I believe that these deliberations between the police union and the town government are, I believe that they're considered by the Texas Attorney General to be advisory committee meetings, which then, bring recommendations to the city council. And so what I just said is a legal term, like a committee is an official thing that the municipal government creates on its behalf. And so my issue with that is that it's unclear what I consider to be the advisory committee that represents the town government in these deliberations between the union and the town government, it's unclear what the quorum requirements are. Like, how many politicians or bureaucrats are required to be on these committee, groups? Is it just like one day just the lawyer shows up and it's whatever?
Gotcha, okay.
Because other municipal governments throughout the state have much more structured committees. Laredo's a perfect example. They run theirs like a Swiss watch. Yeah.
No, I'm not familiar with Laredo, the way they run their municipality at all, or their city government.
Oh, they have a committee for everything, every little thing.
I'm not familiar with that stuff. And have you spoken to any attorneys about that process at all?
Well, I wrote a letter today, but an attorney that represents me.
No, just in general, because again, like you, I'm not a subject matter expert on
Right,
that,
right.
I have to defer to my counsel, to my legal,
Right.
legal counsel, in order to answer those questions, because I'm not a subject matter expert, but I'll take a look at that and make sure that those.
Yeah, I think the best answer to the question you just asked is, I literally wrote a letter within the past hour or two today, which addresses that issue that I just gave you. That's one of the issues I addressed.
Yes, sir.
But I feel like if nothing else gets focused on because of time constraints or whatever, like that right off the bat is,
Okay.
yeah.
And I'll go over that and make sure that we're in compliance, because I don't want to be out of compliance with anything. That's just the way it is.
Right.
Okay, we'll do.
Another town I just wanted to mention, I'm not trying to say that Horizon City has to copy every little thing of all the different towns, but I'm just bringing some suggestions here, is that the town of Pflugerville, which starts with a P, yeah, when they had a union meeting between their, I forget if it was the fire department or the police, but it deals with the same type of laws. And when they did theirs, like I said, their notices were, you could see an obvious difference. It's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pflugerville and Laredo, if you check out, especially Laredo, if you check out how they do their committees, everything is very structured. Then on top of that, they have a YouTube channel where the YouTube channel is even edited, okay, this is a committee for this, and, everything's very clear.
Okay, okay. You want to follow me over there?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry, yeah.
We can get.
Yes, sir.
Nobody's here?
Yeah, maybe, I know the lawyer lives on the west side, so, yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna set up. I thought we had a table.